Tilly, hör doch auf, Kleiner. Ne? Du bist aber ganz schön laut, was? Aber ganz schön laut. Ganz schön laut bist du. I've got to give it a bit of choke. It's been sitting for a while since I got it out of the shed. And the thing about you is you're a dog. Wait. Going to be about 35 degrees today. It's not often that I ride without gloves and a jacket and stuff. We'll see how that all goes. Got my jacket with me, obviously. Well, I made the video the other week. I had the camera running at 30 frames a second. It wasn't good enough, so it upped it to 60, which I think is what I would normally use. Might help we turn the fuel on, eh? Morning, Uncle Tim. Stop there. You sit down, behave. Quite get that mirror right. What's the matter with her today? You got the wriggles. Good girl. Good girl. So I over a period of a couple of sittings, I watched that movie, The Bikeriders, this week. I got it out of, got it sent, you know, a DVD sent from eBay, you know, and actually in the end I thought it wasn't bad at all. At the beginning I thought, oh no, you know, we've got another James Dean clone, you know, in the young guy, his name I've forgotten already, Benny, and but you know, I like Tom Hardy as an actor. I think he did pretty well. And the girl who plays Benny's missus, whose name I can't remember, I thought she did really well actually. Unusual kind of an acting performance, as in she didn't try and play any kind of real glamour puss or anything, but no real trailer trash either or something. She was in this sort of normal range, you know, what I think's normal anyway. What would I know, really? They weren't, none of them looked very comfortable on their bikes, it has to be said. They don't look, you know, they don't look like motorcyclists, let's put it that way. They weren't sort of that easy in the saddle thing that people get after years, you know. I always hate that thing where, you know, there's a car chase, there's a pursuit, you know, cops are chasing him, and you can see he's doing about 35 miles an hour. These are grain trucks taking grain to the silos down here, the railhead, you know, at Bogan Gate. It doesn't look like they're using Yarrabandi silos anymore, although I just might not be seeing and hearing it. One of the impressions I got about the philosophy of that movie and that club was that, and this is so often kind of was the case originally, you know, clubs started as riding clubs, and you know, in the case of the clubs in the States, you know, and probably Australia too, though I'm not sure when Australia's first bike club as such, you know, like that we're now calling one percenters, when they actually began. Anyway, so now we know that in America they were often started by World War II vets, you know, who were looking for some kind of endorphin rush after their experiences in the war, you know, and a return to some kind of camaraderie and mutual support or something. That in this movie, the Bikeriders, they seem to make the sort of suggestion that one of the reasons clubs started to change was the return of Vietnam vets who brought with them, you know, post-traumatic stress and drugs. And once drugs got involved, instead of just getting on the piss, you know, like most people do, or did, bikers, you know, once drugs started to play a role, then it became about money, and then it became about, you know, blah blah blah. We all know how all that ends up. Yeah. Well, it was an interesting point, I think, you know. I know in Australia 1% of clubs also changed with the demographic of members, you know. Like, I was talking to a mate the other day and we were talking about some of the older clubs, you know, like, and less known clubs like the Black Ewlands and the Fourth Reich mobbies, the mob shooters, you know, and how they used to be. And most clubs were in Australia, because of the demographic of Australia, were white Anglo-Saxon working class blokes, you know. But that began to change over time, you know, with the advent of multiculturalism and, you know, Greeks, Italians, Yugoslavs, Russians, Arabs, you know, and they just changed the philosophy of these clubs, you know. Anyway, it's not my role to talk about that, really. It's just an opinion. But it wasn't a bad show. It showed, it portrayed the sort of the bleakness of it a bit. That kind of, you know, working class cycle of violence and poverty kind of thing, trauma, childhood trauma. You know, the guy who shoots Johnny, sorry for the spoiler if you haven't seen it, he's just a victim himself, you know, as is so often the case. So it's harvest time at the moment. This road's rough for a main highway. The last time I came down this way, I tried to get into the railhead silos up here, and they had the gates locked, you know, and fair enough. It's a facility, you know. I don't think there was any grain there, but when we go past now, we'll see quite a bit of grain collected there already. Always forget about this bridge here. It's a real prick. All these concrete slabs must be sort of just slightly out of alignment with each other, you know. So we got two piles going on there. Been seeing plenty of trucks, of course. You probably can't see it with this wide lens camera, you know, but up ahead I can see dust, grain dust on the road from the trucks. And that'll all get, well, not all of it, but I don't know how much, most of it, maybe all of it, I don't know, get transported to Manildra, which is about 100 k's towards Bathurst, and that's where the big Manildra mills are, you know. And that's the town, is the mill. It's been able to new wagons there. Apparently they came from China. Queuing up. This bloke up here in the middle of the road. Queuing up to, there was a big queue there yesterday when I came through. Smell that bloody grain. This bloke's going up bloody Tubby Lee's Road. That'll be fun. Thrashing around in the dirt with a B-double. Oh, good girl. Good girl. It's a nice day, as you can see. Warm. It's going to get warmer tomorrow on the weekend. It's going to be 38, 39 degrees, so that's a bit hot for her to go riding. A bit hot for me to go riding. So we thought we might sneak in one today. Spend a couple of hours out where there's no electricity on anyway, so I can't, you know, work on the house or whatever, really. That's my excuse anyway. Bogan Gate. We're just going to stop here and change the setting on the camera, Tilly. You just relax down for a second. Okay.